to $250,000 insured by the FDIC. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen insists this is not a bailout because the funds are coming from a pool of money paid into by Wall Street, different than the taxpayer-funded bailouts of 2008.
That's Andrew Dimbert reporting. An incident that some are describing as a riot on the southern border yesterday afternoon near a crossing in El Paso.
About 1,000 migrants rushed a bridge linking Mexico to El Paso, Texas last night. Border Patrol agents say they put up new physical barriers as the group approached, and reports say no one from the group entered the city.
That is Lindsay Watts reporting. She's in D.C. Well, daylight saving is in effect, more hours of daylight, which many think's a good thing. But Boston, Massachusetts General Hospital Dr. Ali Raja talks about the effects on our cognitive functions to watch out for.
Due to the fact that, it's going to remain dark later in the morning for a while now. So there have been studies that have looked at this, and they show that there are more car accidents after the time change, that there's more heart attacks, strokes, and even in the hospital, medical errors.
Yeah, he says there's been studies that have looked at teenagers, and what they found is that over the next week, Monday to Friday, following the time change, your teenager loses 32 minutes of sleep per night. Market Numbers Report brought to you by Beacon Capital Management. BeaconCM.com. Here's Daria Albinger.
Can the market shake off a rough week? That's hard to say with investors jittery over continued worries about inflation and with the Federal Reserve's next meeting, which could mean its next interest rate hike still more than a week away. The next big read on inflation will come out on Tuesday. It's the Consumer Price Index. The last few have shown while prices may be rising month over month, the increase is lower than it was the same time last year. The Fed will take this information into consideration when it makes its decision on interest rates next week. The weekly jobless claims report will be released on Thursday. Last week showed the number of Americans who applied for unemployment benefits the previous week jumped by the most in 5 months to 21,000 to 211,000. It's the first time in 8 weeks that claims have come in above 200,000, but the overall number is still historically low.
Futures are mixed before the opening bell on Wall Street. Dow futures down 50, S&P up 6, NASDAQ up 76. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Nashville's morning news, powered by the Wellness Institute of Nashville.
Nashville's morning news with Dan Mandis.
And go, my fellow Americans.
We talk news. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
5:06 on Nashville's morning news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. How are you, friends? I am so glad to be back.
It's good to have you back, Brother Dan Mandis.
Can you believe me? You believe
no,
when
I
I
don't.
say that I'm glad that I'm back? Anybody?
Well, actually,
Listen,
I do.
I'm known for my honesty, and if I wasn't glad to be back, I would certainly tell folks.
Well, I mean, it's two things. It's Monday morning, for one, and that's our favorite day.
Yes.
We've established that.
Yes.
And number two, you're champing at the bit because I bet you've got great audio to play for us.
I always have great audio.
Yes, sir.
One of the great things about my job is I like to sit at home in my basement all by myself and just pull audio. That's all I do all day, every day. Pull audio.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Let's use that.
Now, let me ask Ken and Johnny. I assume that the topic of Randy McNally has been beaten to death here.
Starting about Thursday morning.
Starting about Thursday morning?
Yes.
I really don't know what there is left to say about Randy McNally. However, this is going to be a very big topic of conversation today because there's a lot of people that are calling for the lieutenant governor to resign. Many people in and around Nashville, conservatives, by the way, in and around Tennessee, asking the lieutenant governor to resign. Of course, we all know the story. I remember where I was when I heard about Randy McNally sitting on the beach in Florida, and I think